A few years ago, when I was desperately pretending I had my life together, I worked the night shift at a family-owned roadside restaurant. Not a chain, one of those places that wants to look wholesome but feels slightly off. Plastic menus, flickering lights, a mascot painted on the wall that looked like it had seen things. I was a dishwasher. Not by choice, by fate. Night shift was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet where the humming freezer starts sounding like breathing, and every creak makes you look over your shoulder. The owner, Mr. Patel, used to say, "Kitchen never sleeps," which is funny because something in that kitchen definitely didn't. One thing you need to know. Behind the restaurant was a walk-in freezer. Old rusted hinges, no internal handle, health code nightmare. Management said it was temporary. It had been temporary for 8 years. We were told very clearly, never go inside alone and never close the door all the way. So obviously that's exactly what happened to me. It was close to midnight, closing duties. Everyone else had clocked out. I was washing the last stack of plates when the head cook yelled, "Hey, freezer inventory's off. Go check the meat count." I laughed. "I'm not going in there alone." He laughed harder. "Grow up." I should have walked out. I didn't, because rent. I grabbed the clipboard, wedged a mop handle into the freezer door, and stepped inside. Cold hit me like a punch. The smell was wrong. Not rotten, not fresh. Something sweet underneath the frost, like decay trying to hide. That's when I noticed the scratches. Long marks on the inside of the freezer door. Deep, uneven, like fingernails. Hundreds of them, overlapping. I froze, no pun intended. Then I heard breathing, slow, wet, right behind the shelves. I told myself it was the fan. It wasn't. Something shifted. Boxes rattled, and from between stacks of frozen meat, a face leaned out. Not a customer, not an employee. Pale skin, lips cracked black, eyes wide and glassy like they hadn't blinked in years. Their mouth opened, and frost spilled out like breath in winter. They whispered my name. I had never seen this person before in my life. I screamed and turned to run. And the freezer door slammed shut. The mop handle clattered to the floor outside. Pitch darkness. The whispering turned into frantic knocking from the inside of the freezer walls, like multiple hands, surrounding me. I slammed against the door, screaming, pounding, crying. My hands burned from the cold metal. My lungs felt like they were filling with ice. Then a voice, calm and familiar, came from the other side. "Stop banging," it said. "You'll wake them." It was my manager. I screamed for help. He sighed. "You weren't supposed to see them." "See who?" The knocking stopped. Silence. Then I felt something brush my ankle. I kicked blindly, hit something solid, heard a hiss, angry animal. The door opened suddenly. I collapsed forward onto the kitchen floor, gasping, sobbing. The freezer was empty. No scratches, no person, just meat. My manager stared down at me with this tired expression and said, "You're not the first one who panicked." I quit that night. Walked out barefoot, still shaking. A week later, I Googled the restaurant, closed, health violations, missing persons investigation. Apparently, over the years 3 night shift workers had vanished, all last seen, heading to the freezer. Sometimes, when I pass an old restaurant late at night and I hear a freezer humming too loud, I swear I hear knocking and someone whispering my name.